Hey guys, so I just wanted to mention something that I actually asked my dealer about on the very first day of buying this car, and that's the gun here. Is there any way to lock this? We just did a trip to Toronto, and there were all kinds of plug-ins along the outside of the hotel, and I didn't actually want to get out my charger, plug it in, and just leave it because there's no way to secure this to the car, and so we ended up missing a free charge. Because I know darn well that even kids who have no use for this charger are going to steal it just to be dicks and say, haha, look what we stole. So I'm not going to be that stupid to hook it up. But I have a solution. I'll show you guys. When I got home, I found one of these, and this is what I'm going to do next time. So next time, we're going to actually just put this right in the door, right there, and we'll bring the cable up and put it through. And I can't do it with two hands. I'll lock it in there right now, and then I'll show you. Just like so. So all I've done is I've run a lock through the little thing there, and I put the cable through it. And so now the other end would plug into your hotel or whatever. And I mean, the worst that somebody could do is unplug it. Can't steal it now. There's no way to get it off of there. However, Mitsubishi, if you're watching, that should be an easy fix to have something incorporated there that so a guy doesn't have to carry a lock and a key. And what would you do if you lost the key, right? You're going to drive home with this thing out sticking out the side of the car? I don't think so. Alright guys, I just wanted to give you an update on the testing that I did last week. I just did one of my favorite parks across town, metal detecting, and I've done this trip about 6 times. And usually the car, you know, if it's reading 50 kilometers or whatever, I get just under driving through town. So whatever it starts out at, I actually lose a little bit going through town. So this time I tried using the B0 setting, just like in the testings we did on the highway, and I gained kilometers, guys. When I got in the car, it was showing that I had a range of 48 kilometers. I've driven 25 there and back, and I'll show you what I've got remaining. And the total is actually like 55 kilometers now. So I gained 7 kilometers by using B0 and just coasting. You know, if the speed limit's 50, I put it just above 50, and then I just hit the electric every once in a while, give it a little shot, and the car coasts and coasts. This B0 mode definitely adds kilometers to your trip. There's no doubt about it. This is the first time that I've tried doing this. It's not like I had to try this 8 times to get the average to come up. It was just the first time. So if you want to extend your range a little bit, guys, try using the B0 more, and then just use the paddles when you got to come to stop signs and things like that. I before was doing the old hyper-miling, stop and go every little hill, trying to slow down, and that's not the way to do it. Put it in B0 and just coast along. You will go a little further. So there's the kilometers that I just drove, 25.2, and we're still showing 30 kilometers left in the electric cruising range. So that's a total of 55.2. And I guess the more we would drive over this 30 kilometers, it would actually keep coming up. So even better. So it was brought to my attention that another guy online is following his new PHEV, and he mentioned that he loses about 100 milliamps a week on his charge. So his full charge state keeps coming down. So I haven't been running the Watchdog app for the first couple of months. When I got the car, I didn't run that. So I've only been running it a couple weeks. But I'll show you guys. My full state charge shows 98 point some percent. It doesn't show 100%. And I'll show you guys, I just have a trip from a week ago and then a trip from today, and it shows 100 milliamp difference. So maybe my battery is losing 100 milliamps a week as well. I'll keep an eye on that, and I'll report that in the future, and we'll see what's happening there. So if we look in the app here, the bottom one is from a week ago, and it shows 37.6 amp hours on a full charge, and the top one here is from today, shows 37.5. So I don't know. Is that within the normal amount that it just can't measure 100 milliamps? Is it not that accurate? We'll keep our eye on it and see in the upcoming weeks. You know, was this, my guess is, was this showing 100% when I first bought the vehicle a month ago, or two months ago? Okay, just did 652 kilometers, and the car is showing 7.5 liters per 100 kilometers. The Watchdog app was showing significantly lower than that. It was showing almost 7 liters per 100 kilometers. Which one is right? Well, we'll just do the calculation of distance with the gas that I purchased, and I know how much gas is left in the tank here, and we'll figure out which one is right. I also noticed that the PhD Watchdog app shows that my kilometers are almost about 5 or 6 kilometers an hour slower than what I'm actually going. So if I'm doing 100, it says I'm doing 95, 94. As well, the PhD Watchdog app keeps disconnecting if you plug in your USB. You cannot drive with it. I'd get about 16 minutes, 20 minutes, and it would disconnect all the time. So that was a little bit annoying, but if I left it just on Bluetooth and the phone sitting here, it would stay connected. So I think it's the Android Auto which is interfering, because that screen would keep popping up on my phone and then I would get disconnected. So just a minor annoyance, but something to be aware of. Alright guys, so actually punching in the numbers from the receipts I had from the gas, our trip to Toronto, we averaged 7.4 liters per 100 kilometers. I'm also going to mention that this month we were doing the test where I was, every time that we were out of electric, I was counting every kilometer as having the engine run, whether it was in hybrid mode or not. I would just say, we're out of electric, we'd come home 20 kilometers, I would add up those kilometers onto my total. The running total for the month, if we do that, shows 7.1 liters per 100 kilometers is what we're getting fuel-wise. So that makes a little more sense. The Watchdog app is pointing us in the right direction. I'm just not monitoring every trip. I'm still kind of, I'm looking at the computer and it shows me my kilowatt hours, and then I figure out, you know, how much battery did I use based on that. That's what I'm doing now. So initial 3-month report here shows pretty much what everyone was telling me online. You're going to be pretty darn close to 7 liters, 7.1, 7.2, somewhere in there, liters per 100 kilometers as your average when driving with the engine running or hybrid mode. So 7.1 to 7.2, somewhere in there, guys. That's where I'm at. And here is one more battery capture for you guys, showing again 3 more days in between, and the battery is now down to 98.2% on a full charge, 37.3 amps instead of 37.4. So it would definitely appear that my battery, as the weeks are going on, is holding less of a charge as well, just 0.1 or 0.2 of an amp hour every couple of weeks. So definitely have to keep my eye on that.